Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Super Cast Brothers, the Smash Brothers podcast where the two of us Yahoos do Yahoo things together, and not Yahoo because is Yahoo even around anymore? I honestly don't know. I would guess that it's not because I haven't even thought about Yahoo in years.
Oh, it's still around, and so is Hotmail and Rocket Mail, AOL.
AOL's around?
Yeah, you
Why?
might. I mean, it's just the way of the world, baby. That internet action, very 21st century.
Who the hell is still using AOL in 2024?
Ah, well, I mean, if you still use Instant Messenger, you can look at that little AOL guy on the top left corner, the icon.
Oh my
He's
god,
kind
it
of
is still
lovely.
around. Oh, guess Yahoo is its current parent company.
Game respects game, as they say.
What? Wait, Yahoo went through a Wait, hold up. What?
What?
Yahoo Incorporated. This doesn't make sense. This is a different Yahoo. This is the different Yahoo. This has to be because this is saying that Yahoo was founded as Oath in 2017. This is some different Yahoo.
That is bizarre.
I'm really confused. Okay, so they made some new company called Yahoo to be the parent company of not only Yahoo but a bunch of other shit, I guess.
Apparently
Companies
so.
are weird. First of all, they
It
think they're
used to be
people. A building's not a
welcome to
person.
America.
I'm just gonna say a building is not a people. They don't breathe.
Until that
They
building
don't
is
eat.
tried in the court of law and arrested, convicted, surely it's not a person.
Well, I mean, companies have been tried and I don't know if they've been convicted. Let's be honest. They haven't been. They haven't been sentenced to. A company has not been sentenced to prison though.
Right.
That has certainly not happened. How much,
Maybe that's
man?
coming up in jury duty.
How many cells would that take? Just put the building of Yahoo inside of a prison. I don't know. This I don't know what this works. Maybe you convert the building into a new prison,
That would probably be the most effective, as opposed to like creating an incision in the building and moving it. Might be
and
little
then
difficult.
everybody is physically changed their desks instead of just metaphorically.
Wow. That sounds like something that could happen in the future.
I would like to move on from this dystopian future. I don't like this conversation anymore. Welcome to Supercast for the Smash Brothers podcast, where these two, not Yahoos, don't think about the company of Yahoo.
Except for as
Ah,
it pertains to our podcast, uh, for email address for feedback and tiebreaker votes, supercastbrothers at yahoo.com.
it's a Yahoo email. Why is it a Yahoo email? God damn
Because
it!
I made a Gmail one a long time ago, and then I forgot the password.
I would ask what is wrong with you, but I don't have the time for that. I don't get paid enough to be your therapist.
Not yet.
Are you gonna pay me?
This, no, this show
Uh,
is going to take us a far, good a long way.
yeah, I doubt. Maybe when we get advertised on Smashboards or some shit.
Yeah. Yes, our sponsors, our precious sponsors.
Smashboards isn't gonna give a shit about us.
Oh, not Smashboards. Gnomes are us.
Doesn't exist.
Hockatate is going to invest.
Hokutate Freight.
Yeah.
They. I don't think so. They keep losing ships and carrot shipments. I don't think that's gonna work out, guy.
Oh, jeez. I was promised 4,000 carrots just for this episode.
I got bad news for you. I think a pack of space bunnies got to him.
Oh, God. Not the rabbits again.
That's what
This is what
Louie said,
happens.
anyways. I don't know. He seems
Louie.
trustworthy.
Don't you mean Luigi?
Why would I mean Luigi? Luigi's not
Oh,
a spaceman.
He can be.
Yeah, if you beat Super Mario Galaxy. And then you want to
Mhm.
replay through all the levels again? No, I don't.
Well, I would. I mean, I would like for Luigi to feel what I felt the first time that I crawled on Honey Queen's back.
I would like to go back to talking about Yahoo.
Okay, well, let's see what the square footage of that building is.
Jesus Christ. Welcome to Super Cast Brothers, the podcast where I quit.
I can't find the square footage.
Good. We're
Oh.
moving on.
70,000 square feet. That's not that big.
I don't know how
No,
big
it's
that
not-
is. I can't mental math this. It doesn't
Mhm.
work in my brain. People are like, oh yeah, this
Well-
TV is like 24 inches. It's like, cool. I don't know how big that is. Can you say that with normal words?
Well, it's about 70% the size of a two-story department store mall, like the J.C. Penney
That doesn't help me.
or a Mervyn's.
I've never been to those
Or a
places.
Toys R Us.
I was a child.
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us is dead. Then it might have come back. I think Toys R Us is a zombie right now.
It's in Macy's.
Like
Okay.
the corporate
How about-
executives were like, "Oh no, we have to go under. We have to declare bankruptcy because nobody will buy ours because the millennials won't buy our stuff anymore for the kids they aren't having." Like a month later, "Hey guys, we're back." It's like, yeah, okay, sure, we're all gonna trust that.
It's Oh, how about this? It's about the size of a Target.
Okay,
There you go. There you go. And I knew you'd know that because that's where you buy your games.
well, I buy my games online. My Target doesn't. You would think my Target being in the city would actually like have recent stock. They don't. They really don't. Especially not Amiibos.
Well,
I don't know how long the Steve and Alex double pack was on the shelves. There was just like one left for like 4 or 5 months. Nobody buying it. And they weren't getting anything new. It's like, okay. Cool. For some reason they restocked Zelda and Ganondorf. I'm just like, what the fuck? Alright, I don't have those. I guess I'll take them.
Mm-hmm. Same. Now that you mention it, they had a Pearl and Marina amiibo set for about a year and a half. Before I decided to buy it, but I used order pickup to buy it, and then they claimed that it wasn't in stock, and then I went over there and saw that it was in stock.
So
Like,
somebody
oh,
was
what
a lazy
gives?
bum.
Yep. Yep. Still didn't buy it. It's actually still sitting there.
Well, I bought Pearl and Marina.
There you go. There you go.
Callie and Marie were actually the hardest Splatoon ones for me to get. Because they disappeared, and it's like anytime I try to look online for where they are, it's like, oh, give me $80. It's like, no. Listen,
That's yeah.
$15 is already too much for when I just put them on a shelf, when I don't use them for any games, and they sit in a box. 80 is
Yep.
crazy.
Yep. That's what they're going for these days. That's good to know.
I mean, it's a double pack, and I don't think they ever did a reissue on them.
I don't think so either. I got them. I don't know how in hindsight, but yeah, it's
The only
some of these
Inkling
amiibos
one, the
are-
only Splatoon ones I don't have at this point are like the extra inklings and options. It's like, all right, I only
Mm-hmm.
need one set of the inklings. I don't need to get every color variation.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the Splatoon 3 version of the inklings, like I'll get the small fry, but I don't need another inkling. It's like I don't feel the
Right.
need to get every single version of Mario and Link and Move. It's like, no, no, I've got a Mario. I've got a Link. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, I have the same opinion of that. I just haven't built up my Splatoon collection too much. I have Big Man though. That's what
Big
matters.
man.
You know who I don't? I don't have a Louie amiibo.
That's because they don't have a
Oh
Louis
man,
amiibo.
why not? Was it for any sort of crime that he
Because
committed?
Nintendo backed off of amiibos pretty fucking hard.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
hear
they were
people are
only made
starting
for
to.
Smash, pretty much. Every once in a while,
Mhm.
something will get one, but for the most part, it's just Smash.
Yeah. How do you feel about Princess Peach Showtime?
You know, I was actually upset with our Mario episode because I didn't get a chance to talk about it at all. I was like,
Yeah,
I wanted to talk more about
that's why
games during that
I had
episode,
I had the same thought. I
so I
had
got
the
a
same
little
thought, and that's why I'm
upset
asking
during
now.
it. But my basic thoughts on the Peach episode before we get into the actual topics for today. The Peach game, it is fun. You know, I enjoyed playing it. I do
Mhm.
think there is some jank with some of the different levels. I did not like the Mighty Peach levels. Your power is two dashes, two short dash punches. Meh. And then what was the other? I didn't like the dashing thief. And I was very disappointed about that. I wanted to like that one, but the grappling hook they had was just so, what's the word I'm looking for? It was problematic. Because part of the level is like, oh, here's some electrified rings. Send your grappling hook straight up so you can go up through them safely. I do this. Why is grappling hook having me go diagonally and now I'm getting zapped by the rings? Great, thanks.
Mhm.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So that was frustrating. But things like Sword Fighter was a lot of fun. Kung Fu was fun. The ice skating one was pretty good. The cake decorator was fine. That one was actually one of the more stressful ones. Honestly, you wouldn't think it, but it was. But the game was pretty short, which is fine. I mean, not every game needs to be long and difficult. We can have easier, shorter games. My problem with it, though, was the price tag.
Wasn't it $60?
$60. And I beat
Oh
that
God!
game non-rushing in 8 hours.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
That's a little.
It's like the
Yeah, I think that's.
the time in that game is if you want to spend the time to collect every single one of the sparkle gems from all the levels, or get all of the hidden ninjas that they add to every level after you beat the game. They put 3 ninjas in most if not all the levels. It's like, oh, here's your post game challenge. Just go find all the hidden characters. I saw that, I was like, no, thank you. I'm not doing that. I
Mhm.
have better things to do with my time. It
Definitely.
was fine. I just wish the game was, $40 instead of
Mhm.
60.
Yeah, yeah. So it does. It kind of falls right into that Yoshi's Crafted World dilemma. Then it's like it's an easier platformer. Bada bing, bada boom. Or at
And
least
I
in this
liked
case,
Woolly World.
yeah. I was gonna
Woolly
say
World
at
was
least in
great.
this case for Peach, yeah. For Peach, it's a brand new experience though, so there's less preconception. For
Yeah.
Crafted World, the problem is Woolly World was like a genuinely amazing game.
The other problem with Crafted World is that the felt looking Yoshi is uncomfortable to look at. I don't like it. I think it looks bad.
It's in Smash and everything.
I hate it. I don't know if you noticed,
Met.
but on the Yoshi Smashtopia page I made when I remade him, I replaced that outfit with Woolly Yoshi because it looks better. I
Yeah, it
think.
does.
And then I also made a moveset for Yarn Yoshi because I'm a crazy person.
Also true.
Oh, I think I took the Yarn Yoshi one off when I made Yarn Yoshi his own character. I don't see that on the costumes anymore. Instead, I have brown Yoshi as a color because that's from Yoshi's Island. It is I want to
Yeah.
say like the only color from Yoshi's Island that's not in Smash.
Hmm. Tell me more about your feelings on on the baby Yoshi kid colors in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Ah, just kidding.
Red is the best one, obviously.
There you go.
It's like
There you
first of all,
go.
it's red. Second of all, its secondary color and its hair color and hair design aren't shit. Some of the other ones
Hmm.
like you're an okay color, but your hair is shit, or your complementary color does not work with you.
Light blue Yoshi. Light blue Yoshi's hair makes me uncomfortable.
I have to go look now because I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's bad. I also hate
Yes,
Pink's
it is.
hair.
Hmm.
All the other hairs except for light blue or white and pink are fine. I think orange's colors don't work the greatest together. I think blue's pants should be a different color.
Hmm.
But beyond that, the colors are fine. It's just mm, mm-mm.
Good times.
Well, why don't we go
Well,
ahead and move on to show? This is the Smashtopia episode, and let's not waste too much time here. We got to do a couple showcases before we get into the actual move set for today. We both got two things here as usual that we've made on the wiki. We're not done the podcast for. We're just gonna talk about them and advertise things that we've made because we like doing that.
yes, we do. Smashtopia.fandom.com.
Yep.
Visit it.
Visit, read, don't vandalize it, please. You want to fix grammar or spelling? That's okay. Every once in a while, I get an email saying somebody has edited, and I look at it. It's like, why did you replace this with the word poop? All right, I'm gonna revert that change.
Want to submit Legolas as a playable character or an assist trophy?
I
Go
mean, if you
ahead.
want to submit Legolas and you actually set it, do it all full out. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah.
Just don't edit somebody else's shit and change it. I had one person change like the description, and then they changed the submitted by field to their own name. It's like, dude, really? Really?
Wow.
Get the fuck out.
Well, so it goes. But yes, as usual, we have four showcases, two of our
Yes.
submissions per person to share today before we get into the main part of the episode.
Hmm. Who's starting?
Hmm. I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Okay. Imagine this, a world where you can hold your hand out and blow a bubble from it. How
From my
fitting.
hand?
Yeah, it just kind of appears. I don't know if it comes out of their mouth or what. It's interesting. That's in Super Mario Brothers Wonder. You know, the what we titled the last episode after Super Mario's Wonder. It's about it was a play on that recent game where there's a bubble Mario ability, a bubble shroom. I think it's a bubble shroom, and you use it, and you can blow bubbles to trap enemies in, and also to jump off of.
I don't think I'm doing it right.
Oh, here, let me show you.
I've been trying to make a bubble and nothing's coming out of my
It's
hand.
well, it takes some practice. You know, eventually it'll come out of your hand.
I hate practice.
Me too. But you know, I don't hate Wonder. I thought it was a pretty solid game. I mean, it finally renovated the formula and brought some innovation to Mario, so I was happy to play it. Um, and in every level of Super Mario Brothers Wonder, there is a Wonder Flower, and if you catch said Wonder Flower, run into it, eat it, whatever you do, whenever you touch it, it develops a unique wonder effect.
Yay.
Eventually, as the game goes on, you kind of learn that there are archetypes of wonder effects, and there are multiple levels that use some repeat ones as the game progresses. But for the most part, I mean, you still get, I don't know, ballparking at like 30 different wonder effects to
Yeah,
play
I
through.
feel
That
like at least 80% of
yeah,
the levels have a unique wonder effect.
yeah, and that's pretty good. Um, Considering this is the first time they've ever appeared, and they changed the playing field, and they can in some pretty drastic ways.
Yeah, and it's
The one
wild to have
showcase,
come up with a unique one for every level in the first. It's like, holy shit, guys. Jesus.
hmm yeah, and now I hope they kind of take that time, that kind of precision and time for future iterations. But before we see that,
We'll get
a
new
wonder
Super Mario
effect,
Bros. Wonder.
yes. I was looking at wonder effects, after having played the game recently, and I was like, oh, this would make an easy assist trophy, probably a kind of a fun one too. So I chose the wonder bubble effect, and this wonder effect summons what are they called again?
Bluebirds.
Bluebirds. Yeah, Blewbird. Pretty close to a nickname I used to have, and they'll appear on either side of the stage with their straw like beaks, just incessantly blowing bubbles. So it's just a fun wonder effect. We're in game and wonder. You're just constantly jumping up, and the bubbles are like floating everywhere in multiple colors, kind of at a rapid pace. So it's the same thing here. The mode of assistance is written down as bluebirds immediately appear on stage while flanking the furthest east or western platform of the stage as they begin to do what they do best, blowing giant multicolored bubbles into the foreground. The stage is quickly consumed by the bubbles, which ascend while shifting between all colors of the rainbow. Leap on top of these bubbles, and you'll be given a nice, exciting lift up into the air, or attack them to pop them. They don't deal damage, but it can cause a ruckus really quick, especially if you aren't really aware of where you're at on the stage or your surroundings, and you're lifted a little too high. Um, Also, though, they move pretty nondescriptly, pretty gradually, so they aren't a huge threat, but they're like this massive aesthetic thing, and they do like lift everyone up, and you have to pay a little bit of attention to it. Uh, I don't have popping them covering you in suds or anything. I don't know if that needs to happen,
I mean, they
but
don't do
that's
that in the game. They're
no,
just
they
there to
don't. That's
lift
true.
you up or
Yeah,
be in the
yeah, yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's that. That is that. There is a brand new submission, a 2024, a summer 2024 Jonno submission. How odd.
We'll see your next one next year.
Or maybe, oh, actually, yeah, we will. That's true. That's on this podcast. We will. I mean, we will see my next one, my next showcase in a moment after your first.
Well,
Um,
first of all, um,
yeah,
the, I think if we have a pretty good, even if the next match team is a bit further away, I think there's pretty good odds that we'll get a stage based off of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and they'll probably do something like in the vein of Mushroom Kingdom, Mushroom Kingdom 2, Mushroom Kingdom U, blah blah blah
yeah,
blah blah. And I figure Flower Kingdom is probably what they'll go for since that's where you are, or they'll just call the game the stage Wonder. Not all stages have a good name, but I mean, I have the ideas for a Flower Kingdom stage written down. I was like, this is something I'd like to do, but it's basically just be like, okay, yeah, it'd be like simple platform arrangement. But then all throughout the fight, various wonder effects will come up. Which ones? I don't know. Some of them would not work in Smash, like with the
hmm
silhouette one, not the silhouette one. Actually, no, I guess it is a silhouette one where everything like becomes stretched out. That wouldn't really work for Smash.
the
Not
top down.
really.
Yeah.
Maybe if like the platforms get stretched, but no. But Wonder Bubbles, no, that those easily would work.
hmm
For my first showcase, I'm also going to be doing an assist trophy here. This is a character that we've actually talked about on the week before. But they were in a Smash Bros. Episode, And at one point, I thought, oh yeah, I'll make him character. But then I decided I don't really feel like it right now. But I'll make them an assist trophy, and that's Super Arrow from F-Zero.
Aha.
Well, and before we discussed like, oh yeah, Super Arrow, he can fly. Maybe he like goes in straight lines like an arrow, or he throws out arrows or some shit. Because it's his name. So for his assist trophy, I have it so that when he first appears, he's going to stretch out his limbs for a brief second. Just got to make sure that he's going to be flying around okay. He's not going to pull any muscles. But then he's going to stand in the shape of an arrow. So he's going to be positioning his arms out, and he will launch himself in a random direction on the screen. Super Arrow will then
Hmm.
fly quickly through the air as he bounces off of anything solid, including the stage itself. So if he hits a wall, he bounces off it from an angle. Hits a wall, bounces, keeps going. This will
Nice.
include, as I said, the stage, walls, floors, whatever, but also against fighters or more solid items such as barrels. Super Arrow will damage and knock back anything that he flies into, assuming it can't be hurt, for he'll ricochet off of them and keep going in another direction. Super Arrow is immune to attacks, and he cannot be stopped as he pinballs himself around the stage.
Hmm.
If he goes flying up the stage, you know, he'll disappear for a little bit, but then a couple seconds later, he will respawn in a new spot somewhere on the field and just keep flying around until it's time for him to leave.
Nice.
It's like the Cat and Nana and Latios and Latios, but
Hmm.
worse.
Picturing that, putting that picture in your head is pretty entertaining, though.
Yeah, and because he'd be about the size of Captain Falcon, so that's a kind of scary projectile to be constantly bouncing around.
Lives up to the name.
Yes,
Oh god, I remember having a heck of a time with that guy when we talked about him for Smash or Dash, and I think you capture the element of that, the comedic element of that character very well in the assist trophy. That's great. How often will that assist trophy appear?
it has a rare occurrence.
I was, yeah, I would say that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Wonder Bubbles, common. I had common written down for them. Okay. Well, do you remember?
I swear to God, this is a Moamba joke. I'm gonna fucking punch you.
Not Moamba, but another hero of
Okay,
the sci-fi escape. Um, do you remember him?
what?
Revealing my next showcase and my final showcase for this season, I do believe.
Yeah.
Ending things in a epic light. It's Anthony Higgs from Metroid Other M.
Wait, you already made an Anthony Higgs assist trophy.
I know this isn't an assist trophy.
Oh God.
It's a character
Okay.
with a full move set. A
Why?
full move set. Well, I wanted to come back to, there was a lot of pressure on me to make a serious choice and effort for my first character that I've worked on outside of this podcast in about a year.
And you
So
shat on
I
that
wanted to
idea.
I wanted to come in with a bang, and I figured why not this iconic character. He fights and defends his friends with a plum. He is beloved by Samus, who he calls Princess for some reason. And yes, so you do remember Anthony Higgs. Otherwise, you wouldn't have such a visceral reaction. He's happy that you remember him.
I hate you.
So, yes, Anthony Higgs is a tertiary character, as a supporting cast member of Other M, one of the least controversial and divisive entries into the Metroid series, featuring extensive combat and unlockable ability uh, systems for the Nintendo Wii. Uh, like Samus, Anthony works with Adam Malkovich. They're exploring the bottle ship. They find the mysterious creature that bada bing, bada boom. It's such an interesting story. You should play it for yourself someday.
I don't think I will.
Okay, but here's Anthony Higgs's character entrance, however. Anthony lands onto stage with his jet by his jetpack and flips open his visor to say, "Remember me?"
I mean, that's fitting.
Yes. And then Kirby, for his Kirby hat, Kirby will wear Anthony's helmet with his visor open, referring to the time that Anthony opened his visor and said, "Remember me." Uh, for his up taunt, he'll spin his plasma gun around his finger before saluting. For his down taunt, he'll activate his jetpack and hover slightly off the ground, spinning in an impressive aerodynamic display. For his side taunt, he'll flex both muscles and shout, "Time to show him what we're made of." And occasionally he'll kiss one of those folks' arms after saying this.
I hate this.
Yes.
I'm actually
For
imagining that's
his
probably straight out of Other M, and I hate it.
no, I don't remember it, but I came up with it.
Well, it seems like something
The
Other M would do.
yeah, the quotes from Other M. His victory poses. Uh, victory pose one. Anthony poses with his plasma gun in this way similar to his other M other M artwork, saying "Mission accomplished, no sweat." Anthony performs a series of combat maneuvers, including punches, kicks, and hits with his gun, while confidently stating, "You didn't stand a chance." Number two. Number three. The GFS Aegis, the ship that Federation troops use, can be seen revving up its engines in the background, lightly lifting off of the ground as Anthony turns his back towards the screen and begins walking towards it, saying smoothly, "See you next mission." It's a very, very forward and heroic character. Okay, now into the special moves here quickly. We have a woof. Sorry, my headphones were acting up. Wow. Okay. So we have a plasma blast for the standard special where Anthony lifts his gun up and fires a short range green plasma blast from it, as one does. The move can be charged, allowing for him to shoot up to 3 further range, faster and harder hitting versions of the blast. If it's fully charged, he'll send out 3 in a row, with the first traveling the furthest, the second being mid-ranged, and the third being just about as ranged as the initial uncharged blast. If it's charged midway, he'll send out the mid-ranged and close-range blasts only, so the second and third. Each blast can temporarily stun an opponent that it hits, though only for about as long as Zero Suit Samus's Paralyzer. The attack can also be slightly angled, allowing for Anthony to tilt his gun up or down when firing shots. The side special is the Ice Beam. I think Anthony's most iconic form of gun.
Sure.
Yeah, with a quick flip of a switch, Anthony protracts the Ice Beam from the gun, which is again it's been swapped to a freeze setting. So he goes in firing it straight ahead in a line that travels about as far as Vampire Killer. So it's a straight ahead beam. The Ice Beam freezes foes in contact and can travel through foes to freeze several of them at a time. Once it has pierced a foe, the player can use the control stick to use the Ice Beam like a whip, throwing frozen opponents all around. They tend to break their ice upon impact, not without an extra dish out of damage to go along with it. And there's a small cooldown period between and a bit of startup lag between each use of the Ice Beam. So, there's a little bit of strategy to using it, and it's also fairly powerful, so I felt like that was a fair exchange. Up special is Jet Leap, where Anthony uses a blast from his jetpack to jettison into a rolling jump up into the air. Could be angled left or right. As he falls, press the attack button in midair to have him cancel out of the roll and perform a powerful downward stamp with his gun. And so it sees him fall straight to the floor with it, and that could become a meteor smash or ground opponents. The down special is an EMP pulse, where Anthony spreads his arms and legs out as he lifts lightly off the ground. his armor emitting a sudden electromagnetic pulse that travels out in all directions about as far as 3 Kirby's in length. This is a sudden concussive blast that can stun opponents for a short period of time, or disable or reflect most projectiles while dishing out only a small amount of damage on its own. Final smash is Omega Ice Beam. Like you said, all stages don't have good names, and neither do all moves.
It's true.
Although this is in reference to the Omega Cannon from Dread, so at least is that. The camera zooms in on Anthony for a blinkety-miss moments where he salutes the screen and shouts, "Leave it to me." As
All
it
right,
pans
Alfonso.
out, you can.
Listen, those
Maybe
words are
he's
ruined.
next. Yeah. And as
I broke Jonno. Wow. That don't happen that often.
oh god. But as it pans out, you can see that his gun is transformed into a weapon similar in aesthetic to the Omega Cannon. He charges up the souped-up piece of artillery for a moment before projecting a giant, stage-spanning version of the ice beam from it. The beam instantly freezes opponents and can be used in the same way that his side special can, although in a more devastating and all-encompassing form and pace. As he catches foes in the beam, the player can continuously press any attack button to pulse the beam, shooting additional waves of energy through it and causing additional damage. As the attack ends, Anthony shouts, "You didn't stand a chance," before slamming all of his frozen foes to the ground in one final torrential sweep. Icy. His extra skill is Federation Sentry, where he deploys a small automated sentry that travels above his shoulders and around his head at all times. It can be taken down by a few quick attacks, but in the meantime, can cause havoc by ramming into nearby foes or shooting them with a laser that damages to the extent of Fox's with little to no flints. It'll occasionally stun them with a small electromagnetic pulse, though. The sentry remains active for a limited time or until it takes enough damage, and its exit animation will change depending on if it just flies away or if it falls and blows up. Anthony can wall jump and wall cling. He also has an additional 2 jumps with his jetpack. The first is equivalent to a standard jump, with the second being only about a third as good.
Makes sense.
He can also do the duck walk. For his alternate costumes, he has several that call back to many beloved Metroid characters. An Adam Malkovich styled armor set with a Galactic Federation officer's looks with white, blue, and gold trim. He has one based off of MB from Other M with white and red accoutrements. One based off of a Federation Marine from Metroid Prime Federation Force with bright blue and white colors. One based on the Phazon suit with dark and red and black colors. A Space Pirate inspired one with a gloomy metallic ones. Purple and yellow based off of a mystery creature. And then green, yellow, and aqua.
Based off of
Those colors. Really, really hard hitting stuff.
I would like to just go back to what was it, 5-8 minutes ago, where John was like, "There's a lot of pressure on me to make a serious moveset for a character since I hadn't made a character in so long," and you did Anthony Higgs.
Yeah.
If this is a serious character from you, I fear. Oh god. Like I just have so many awful joke characters I could say right now. It's like I fear you doing this. But I know that if I say them, they will happen.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my mouth shut.
I've done a Garfield before.
That's surprisingly more serious than this.
But Anthony Higgs is a first party character.
He's also Anthony Higgs from Other M. Like, I'll give you, like, I've thought of my own troll Metroid character, what I would do. And what I would do is I'd put Adam Malkovich in a Federation Trooper's mecha suit. That's my troll Metroid pick. I haven't done it yet.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day when I actually watch both of those games.
I've done the diver from Endless Ocean.
Is that more serious than this?
I've done Din Djarin, the Mandalorian.
I would say that one's less serious.
But Garfield is more.
Yes, because if
Okay.
there was a fighting game where you were going to be including Garfield characters, Garfield would make sense. Oh wait, what's that? Nickelodeon All Star Brawl? You did that? Oh,
Are you saying Anthony Higgs wouldn't be in a Metroid fighting game?
I mean, I am saying that. Yes, a Metroid fighting game would be Samus, 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 Dark Samus, and Samus. Ridley is too big.
What about Ravenbeak
He didn't make the cut.
and
They ran out of
Psylocke?
development time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, let's move on to a different showcase. So I made a stage. This stage is a very old idea. Several years back, I kind of took the time this year to make a few different stages that were really old ideas that I've been sitting on. Or actually, did I, or did I only make the one? I've only made the one old idea. Actually, now that I think about it. But anyways, hey, have you played a little game called Donkey Kong Country Returns?
No.
Oh, well, it's getting a Switch port.
Oh, actually, I did
Oh,
long ago. I
did
had it
you
on the Wii and the 3DS actually.
did you beat it?
Yeah,
Did you get the secret world?
yeah.
So then you know about the Golden Temple.
The fruit are floating.
Yes, they do.
Oh, God. Yes,
And
they
this
do.
is
I'm
my home
excited for
stage
this.
for Diddy Kong.
Oh, Buddy Bear, let's see this.
All right. Well, so here's how this is going to work. Platform is fairly standard today. It's a battlefield-sized platform floating in the air. Nothing too special with that. It's got a couple like stone bananas on it that are just like in the background, much like the main platform is in that level. But floating around, first of all, up to the far left and right, and a little bit lower than the main platform, are these two large bananas just floating in the air. And they're curved in a
Hmm.
way so that character could like jump on top of the banana and stand on it just fine. But these bananas react to weight, and so they will flip and sway based on who is on them and where they're jumping around. So you could cause them to just like completely spin around if you throw a bunch of weight on there, like a Bowser and a Day to Day all at once. And you put their jumps in the right spot. I don't recommend
Right.
doing that. There's also three much smaller platforms that are spread out to the top of the air that are strawberries. And these strawberries, uh, well, actually, they're not always there. Now that I'm looking at my notes again, they will appear like from the bottom of the screen. They'll fly up and they'll be there's like very small temporary platforms. They'll last up about like 20-25 seconds as they're floating in the air before they'll just like start to descend down below. And if you don't get off the strawberry, well, actually, that's kind of impossible with the places that I put on the little the image mock-up I made because strawberries are placed so that one of them is above the main platform, the other two are above the bananas. So when they fall, you're going to fall down to the platform of the banana. But again, the bananas aren't necessarily safe, so still be
Hmm.
careful about that. And then strawberries, they can also be attacked and destroyed. So if somebody is trying to be away from you on a platform, you're just like, all right, fine, I'll shoot it with a projectile and make you fall.
Yeah.
They're not super strong. I don't know. I don't know how much damage will take to destroy a strawberry, but it's a strawberry. I don't imagine it's going to be much more than Fox's blaster, but a super scope shot, I might do it.
Yeah. So it might take a couple of hits from Anthony Higgs' century.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might. Yeah, this is a it's a unique location in Donkey Kong. It's not a jungle. So I thought this would be a
Hmm.
fun stage. Here's some stupid chaos,
Yeah, I love it. I
and then
I yeah, anything with floating fruit.
yeah, And then I gave it music from not just Donkey Kong Country Returns, but I gave it a track from King of Swing and a couple tracks from Jungle Beat.
Nice. Underrated games, those two.
I wouldn't know. I never played them. I just was
Yeah, I
like,
like them.
let's pick. It's like, most of the music in Donkey Kong Country Returns is either already used on the wiki for a stage, or it's just a remix or of a track from an existing Donkey Kong game. So I was like, let's look at smaller Donkey Kong games that can give me unique music. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, those two. What does your music sound like? Yeah, these tracks will work.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
That was a fine final showcase for this season. Let's give us a round of applause for our submissions. Wonder Bubbles and Anthony Higgs. Golden Temple and Super Arrow. Good times. You know what's funny? All four of these submissions could appear together in one place. The stage is Golden Temple. You're playing as Anthony Higgs, and you use those two assist trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's notable.
just think of them all together. It's a happy little thing.
Are you okay?
Yeah, Anthony Higgs. He's there, just enjoying himself amongst the bubbles.
Get help. Moving on. We got a Smashtopia character here to talk about, and as you can tell from our title and our thumbnail, it's all about Louie from Pikmin. Because we thought it'd be fun to make him. And something we'll go ahead and say at the top here. Louie is being made to work very similarly to Olimar, as he currently does in Smash. So some moves, they're basically going to be Olimar. So there might be like some little properties that are different, but for the most part, he's going to be an Olimar semi-clone. And honestly, I think that's
Yeah.
okay. I think that's kind of what Louie should be. You could make him go. You could do like all of his moves and specials would revolve around various monsters and enemies from Pikmin because he is the king of bugs. But we decided to go the simpler route. He's going to work like Olimar, but there's a twist. There's a twist to it because Olimar, he's a master of Pikmin. You could say he's the king of Pikmin, and as we already said, Louie is the king of bugs.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something that is both a bug and a Pikmin. We've only ever seen him in one Pikmin game, and it was Louie's introduction.
Mm-hmm.
The Bulbmin.
Yes.
Which, reading the lore of these things, is kind of wild because the Bulbmin aren't really Bulbmin. Instead, it's a Pikmin parasite that has attached itself to a Bulborb as a host and is mind controlling it. It's like, that's terrifying. Yes, Jonno.
Well, I wonder
Bulbmin
why.
are actually parasitic Pikmin that are controlling Bulborbs.
I wonder why that never came back.
It should come back.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Pikmin 5, bring back Bulbmin.
Pikmin 4 DLC, Revenge of the Bulbmin.
I'm for it. Hey, if Pikmin 4 is going to be some kind of weird pseudo soft reboot of Pikmin, bring back Bulbmin.
Yeah.
What about burrowing Snagritmin? Swooping Snitchbugmin? Gulixmin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mamutamin? That sounds like a
Yes.
medicine.
And
you know I'm right.
Item submission is coming.
No.
Yes.
So yeah, we decided that while Louie is going to work very similar to Louie or to Olmar, the way we're going to make him be a little bit different is that instead of having red, blue, yellow, purple, pink, whatever the fuck Pikmin, he's gonna have Bulbmin.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And how they'll be different from Pikmin from there, we might discuss tonight.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yes.
Jonno, how do you have Louis' entrance animation written down?
Well, I have it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Louie comes sputtering in on the Poltergeist 4000 from Mario Kart DS. He jumps off of it, wiping off his suit before the crash settles. The dust from the crash settles.
All right, so Jonno, what do you have for your entrance animation for Louis?
Louie comes floating in using the Poltergeist 5000 from
This is
Luigi's
Louis
Mansion
from
2.
Pikmin, not Luigi.
What?
You've
What
already
is the
made this
difference?
joke. Move on. Pick a new joke.
Okay, okay. Professor E. Okay.
Motherfucker.
Louis comes sputtering in on a gold Hocotate ship, wiping off his suit as the dust from the crash landing settles.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I thought it might.
Mine.
I only say sensible things.
Wow, it is opposite day apparently. Anthony Higgs being a serious character and you saying only sensible things? Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, what nonsense are you going to bring out? I just can't wait.
Louis rides on top of Moss, the dog from Pikmin
Oh
4.
my god.
He
Yeah,
falls off like the doofus that he is, and then Moss walks
yes.
away.
Despite Moss's worldview, I think that this is a better entrance and we should go for that one.
Good. Dare I ask,
Oh man.
Jonno, what is the Kirby hat you have for Louis?
Louis' helmet with the blue squiggly thing on top.
Thank God, same thing.
Oh, okay.
All right. Taunts. Jonno, what's your first
Mhm.
taunt?
Okay. Lou, Louis juggles a few pick carrots with success, balancing one foot or the other as he tosses the picks to and fro. On occasion, he will drop them and act out in distress.
I also have one with pick carrots, but mine is Louis will take out a pick carrot and eat it in 2 quick bites.
Through his
Yes.
thing? Okay. Okay, that's fun. I like carrots. Well, pick carrots especially.
I'm sure you do.
One of the side Sun's on. A pulpman appears at Louis' side, snuggling up against him as he affectionately pets it. And now that I know that that is a parasitic Pikmin, that makes it even worse.
I also have one where Louis interacts with a Bulbman.
It's been a
But
while since this happened.
this is how this one will work. If Louis has a Bulbman next to him, he will reach down and give it a really awkward pat on the head.
Nice.
Simple enough. But if no Bulbman is next to Louis because he threw them all at somebody else on the stage, could just quickly look around to the other side of him and shrug. It's like, I don't know what you want me to do here, man. There ain't no Bulbman for me to pet.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone. They're elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
I like that. Um, okay, my third and final taunt. Louis kneels down and inspects an object with a magnifying glass. This could be anything from a battery to a sponge to a piece of fruit, a Game Boy Advance game pack, or any number of other relics that have been seen throughout the Pikmin series.
Okay. My final
Yep.
one is Louis will suddenly go wide-eyed with panic. You know what Louis' facial expression this is. It's very, very distinct.
Mm-hmm.
And he will then cower briefly with his hands covering his face. He's a fearful boy. After a brief moment, Louis will peek out from behind his hands and stop cowering.
Nice. Speaks well of the character of Louis. I mean, that's why I tried to call back to like the Poltergeist.
Dude.
Oh, you're about to tell me it's time to talk about victory poses.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Louie stands triumphantly with his arms crossed, bobbing his head to the beat as a group of 6 bulbmen tribalistically dance around him, on beat with the victory music.
Ooh. Man, which one of mine do I throw out now? Damn. We'll figure it out. So for my first one, you will see a large, and I mean disgustingly large, pile of pick carrots on the screen. And then Louis
Okay.
will, in a cartoonish, comical manner, quickly run around from one spot to another, to another, and as he does, he's just fiercely eating through the carrots at an inhuman speed. It's very Looney Tunes. You'll just see the carrots just
Mhm.
like slowly, the pile just slowly start like getting smaller as he's just running around eating the whole damn thing. Because this boy loves his carrots.
he hungry for the pick. Nice. Okay. My next one. Louis is seen cooking a delicious pick carrot dish over a campfire, using a stick to stoke the flames, like a soup. A bulbman is eagerly watching as he flips the food around into its mouth before giving a thumbs up to the camera.
Now, should it be a pick carrot or should it be one of the enemies?
Oh, you can do that.
Considering
Um,
Louis
um,
canonically eats the bugs.
a Mamudamin.
Oh god.
It could, yeah. We'll have to kind of figure out which character, which enemy it is, but
I mean,
I'm into
there's
that.
literally Louis' Piclopedia is all about him describing which enemies are I can't think of the word eatable. What's the
Hmm.
word I'm looking for here?
Edible.
Thank you. That's the word. Like he talks about which ones are edible and how you would cook them. There's something to that.
Disturbing. Let's do it.
Yes. For my second one, there will be a leaf sticking on the ground. You know, like a Pikmin leaf. And Louis will pull
Hmm.
on it, thinking he's plucking out a small bulbmin. However, this is not the leaf of a small bulbmin. It's the leaf of a much larger adult bulbmin, who will get plucked out of the ground, be this massive thing. Louis will look at it, go all wide out, just like, "Oh shit, that's not what I thought I was gonna get." He will panic and flail his arms around, like that is bigger than I wanted.
Nice. Okay. Last but not least for me, Louis lifts a massive object above his head. I didn't really have it like how he gets it off out of the ground, but oh well. Struggling at first before eventually succeeding as the bulbmen cheer him on. This could be any number of items, each being different from what's found in his initial taunt, like an N64 cartridge, large fruit, giant stick, something like that.
Giant stick. All right. For my final victory pose, you will see Louis. You'll see a bread bug. You'll see a
Hmm.
strawberry. Louis and the Louis and the bread bug will be playing tug of war over the strawberry. Both of them getting rather aggressive about it. A
Hmm.
couple Boltmen will be at Louis' side, you know, like little tugging on his suit, giving what little strength that they can. They try to help Louis win the strawberry. Eventually, with one
Yeah,
final triumphant tug, Louis will pull the strawberry free from the bread bug, and the bread bug will run away.
maybe a bread bug is what he's cooking.
Honestly, I wanted to say it earlier, but I was like, I can't say it before I talk about the bread bug.
There you go. There you are, as they say.
And now we gotta choose what we do. Oh, Louise notes about bread bug edibility. Bread bugs are hardy and nutritious, but also bland and unimaginative. They may be palatable in a pinch, but they hold no true culinary promise. It's bread.
Yep. No wonder he feeds the bread bug to a Boldman. So yeah.
So, what are we
Oh.
choosing here for Louie?
Your pat on the head
Yes.
/ looking around for the taunt.
Hell yes.
One of them. Yep. That's one of them. That's for sure.
Your tribalistic victory pose.
Okay. And now we go from there.
Yep, now we go from there.
Yep. I feel like we had a stronger overall set of victory poses. I don't know if we want to start there for that reason.
We really do.
Yeah. With the tribalistic dance, okay, there's one locked in. Now we have the speedy pick carrot eating, the campfire, the adult bulbman, the object lifting, and the strawberry. I would say the weakest is the object. That's just
I think
whatever.
object and strawberry are the weakest.
Yeah.
I would call both of those.
Okay. Now, if that's the case, then we can pick two of these three left.
Mm-hmm. Remind me what your campfire is again?
Mm-hmm. Louis is seen cooking a delicious bug dish over a campfire.
Right.
Yeah. And then he feeds a bulbman with whatever he's cooking.
I think
and then
I think
yours
we
with
do
the
that
adult
one in the
bulbman.
yeah, I think we do that one in the tribal one. And then either
Mm-hmm.
I think
Which of
because we
the
already
which?
have one about food that we kill the picnic carrots and we do the pulling a leaf.
Okay, that works for me. Conversely, I think we should have the pick be one of the taunts.
Yes.
It's just a question of which one, the juggling the carrots or eating them. I'm cool with, since Louis is such an eater. I'm cool with it being the eating the pick in 2 bites.
Okay.
And then gosh, you know what? I think I also think your cowering Louis is pretty strong.
Really? What was your other one besides your carrots and your bulbmin?
Mm-hmm. It's again the one where he's kneeling down and inspecting
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
an item. Mm-hmm. The issue with that, I mean, while it's a callback to Pikmin and the items used in the taunt are from Pikmin, it's also just something more characters do. Like it's a referential to like Pac-Man's side taunt or down taunt.
And it's not as much in
So,
Louis's character. Like Louis does not give a
mm-hmm.
fuck, which is part of why I love him.
Yeah, that's an Olimar thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well that's fine by me.
All right. Well, then we can move on to the move set.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we mentioned, this is very much a semi-clone type of situation, so he's going to be very similar to how Olimar works, but we might throw in some twists or
Mm-hmm.
property adjustments.
Yes.
So, Jonno, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Bulbman toss is my standard special.
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's Bulbman pluck.
Yeah, that was
I
what the
was
look of confusion I had was for. I was like, that's odd
yes,
because the top should be the side.
yes.
Kirby does the toss for his Kirby hat because if he just had a pluck, that would be useless.
Mm-hmm.
So Kirby plucks and immediately throws. But
That is so. What the heck? I'm just now realizing. Yeah, that's because I had an
did you
old
not write down
version.
a pluck?
I have a pluck. I have a pluck. I had an old version of my notes pulled up for Louie.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. We'll get there when we get there.
Do
We
you
will
want me to
get
go
there. But
first?
no, I've got it.
Okay.
But it's really rudimentary. I wouldn't be surprised if you build on it in some ways, because all I have down is Bulbman pluck. Louie plucks a Bulbman. He can have up to 6 at a time following him around. Done.
Okay. So yeah, I have a bit more written down. To be fair, I have a bit more written down because years ago, before Ultimate, actually, I put both Olimar and Alpha up on the wiki.
Mm-hmm.
So I had already worked on separating the two of them out a little bit. So for things like Bulbman pluck, Bulbman throw, I just took what was already written and changed a few words because they apply here for the most part. Uh, Something I did see is that in Smash for an Ultimate, Olimar and well, really not Elf, but Olimar can only have 3 Pikmin on the field at a time. For the when I put them on the Smashtopia wiki, I made let them do 5. So I'm kind of open to it being either or 3 to keep up with how Ultimate does, in which case I would also edit Olimar and Elf, or 5 to do how I already did on the wiki. But either way, Louis will start the match with just 3 Bulbin to start. And whether or not he can have
Mm-hmm.
more, well, that'll be a discussion. But in order to get more, he can press a standard special to pluck a Bulbin out of the ground. This move can only be used when Louis is on the ground and not while he is in the air. And Louis will pluck out each Bulbin quickly and can have up to 5 on the field at a time, or again, just 3. Over time, each bulbin will mature, causing the leaf on its head to grow into becoming a bud and then a flower, with each stage being stronger than the previous. But when compared to Olimar's Pikmin, Bulbmin are roughly in between red and purple Pikmin when it comes to their damage output and health, which puts them on the
Mm-hmm.
upper end of the scale compared to most of Olimar's other Pikmin. I figured if he's only going to have one, we're not going to have the variance, we can get a little bit of boost to him.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, Louis Bulbin will take reduced damage from elemental base attacks and poison attacks because they resist because they are immune to all traps in Pikmin 2. But instead of making them be like immune, I'll just like let's just give them like a small damage resistance. They don't have much health
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so it's not going to come into much effect. But just a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of a boost for them.
Right. Uh, okay. Funnily enough, I'm finding my notes here, and here's more on what I found that I said about them. They move about. They have attributes akin to somewhere between red and purple Pikmin. Bulbmen are special in that they are invulnerable to most elements, but here they nullify most elements, so they're ineffective, making fire, lightning, water, ice, and poison-based attacks only as effective on them as any other attack, or maybe they're further nullified. But then here's where we veer. Besides their resilience, they also bite onto their foes, which makes them harder to shake off than normal Pikmin.
Okay, I think if
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna, I'm totally cool with them latching on and being harder to shake off. I think if they do though, we need to lower their overall damage though,
Okay.
because if they're
Okay.
harder to get rid of, they should be a little bit weaker for damage.
Okay. Maybe red Pikmin equivalent instead of between red and purple.
Red or whatever is the next step below. I'm not sure if the Smash or the SSB wiki has those specific deals. I don't think it does. Well, it's weird because like Pikmin, some Pikmin are better at regular attacks, some are better at throw attacks. I'll
Mm-hmm.
just edit it to say roughly it's red. Fuck it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Or a little weaker than red, I might say. So I don't have to be specific about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Side specials.
Side special. What you got? It's a Bulbin toss or Bulbin throw?
It is. How did you
Oh,
know?
psychic.
What does Olimar do? Does he throw or does he toss his Pikmin?
On Smashtopia wiki, I have it written down
Throw.
as throw. Yeah.
Okay, then this is Bulbmin throw. Oh my goodness. Here's what happens. Louie tosses a Bulbmin forward. Yes. Um, it has attributes. Again, it's similar in terms of throwing capable, like the length at which it's thrown to somewhere between a red and purple Pikmin. I think that's okay to keep here.
Yeah.
In terms of attributes. And then they'll latch onto an opponent and gnaw away at them, dealing slightly more damage than the Pikmin would, until they are shaken off. And they're a little harder to shake off than Pikmin are. Um, there you go.
All right. And mine is pretty much the same. Bulbin throws the Bulbin, they latch on. I had written down that they would hit them with their leaf, like what the Pikmin do,
Mhm.
but biting works. I can change that. One thing I
Mhm.
did consider, and I decided not to do this, is I considered having the Bulbmin actually not latch on at all, kind of like what purples do.
Mhm.
Instead, they would be like surrounding the opponent's feet and just like biting the wrinkles. But I
Yeah.
opted, nah, let's not do that. Because I asked my brother, since he's a little bit more knowledgeable on Pikmin, and I couldn't find a good answer on the wiki page. I was like, hey, do Bulbmin latch on or are they like purples? He said they latch. Like, all right, cool. That's all I need to know.
There you go. Okay. Sweet.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Already on to the
I
up,
mean,
huh?
we knew it would be the case with this for Louie. We knew going into it,
Yeah.
it'd be simple.
Definitely. Definitely. For the up special, I originally had two potential up specials.
I do have two potential up specials.
Well, I may as well toss them both out there because the first one is just the jetpack, operating similarly to how it does in everybody's favorite Pikmin game, Hey Pikmin,
I'll
where
watch
you
that
are,
game someday.
yeah, where you activate it and it has a little bit of a give and take, like Rob's jetpack, but coming from a singular thrust from a singular engine, so it floats a little lighter and moves around with more ease than Rob's, but also deals less damage. Most of the damage you can incur with it is from like building momentum and slamming into people. My second up special was the bouncy mushroom. A small version of the bouncy mushroom appears beneath Louie and his Boltman and immediately propels them upward several feet. Blam! What do you have?
You're not going to believe this.
The ancient Sirehound.
I have something completely different.
Wow! Boltman chain.
No. And it's also not the pink Pikmin carrying him around because that doesn't make
Boltman
sense.
Boltman copter.
No, I have an image in my mind and it is extremely amusing.
Yeah.
Basically, like a flail just spinning it above your head,
Mm-hmm.
except it's
Yep.
two
Yes.
Boldmen.
Yes.
Boy, that's funny, but I'm not doing that. Instead, I had two options here. Louis is the king of bugs, so that special is might be a bug, specifically the
Oh,
swooping snitch bug, which is well known for
okay.
liking to swoop down and pick up Pikmin or captains, grab them, and toss them through the air. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I have written down here. The swooping snitch bug will appear above Louis' head. He'll grab onto his little antenna and then toss him up in the air in a very awkward looking arc as Louis flails around helplessly, wide eyed. It's like, what the fuck? What's happening? Why am I in the air? Alternatively, a yellow Wallyhop. Formerly called the yellow Wallywog, I found out that it was actually renamed in Pikmin 4 to match the European version of the game because apparently part of its name was a slur. Didn't know
Okay.
that. Yeah, so it's the yellow Wallyhop now. Oh, which means I need to edit the assist trophy page for that guy. A yellow
Interesting.
Wallywop will appear from below Louis and hop high up into the air with Louis latching up on top of him before it falls down on the ground with a solid thud, very similar to King Dedede's up special.
Nice. That is good. It makes you wonder if bugs may appear in my moveset somewhere.
I mean, if they don't, they don't.
But in the meantime, my down special is Bulbmin Call.
Hmm.
Yes. For first or Bulbmin Whistle, I suppose. So with a blow of his whistle, Bluey immediately calls back all of his Bulbmin and brings them right back to him. Um, I had something else written down, but where did it go? Because I lost some of my notes. I know I went back to your Olimar, so let me just check here. Um, Oh, something to the effect of occasionally Boltmen are a little rowdier and less obedient than a Pikmin, so they just because they're called, if they're latched onto a foe, doesn't mean they'll always um, listen. So they might be gnawing on somebody for a little while longer. You might have to use your whistle twice.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So for mine, Louis will blow on his whistle and immediately
Mm-hmm.
call back all of his bulbmen and bring them right back to him. But this isn't the regular whistle that Olimar has. This is
Mm-hmm.
actually one of Olimar's custom moves in Smash 4. Because this is Order Tackle.
Oh.
So when Louis blows on the whistle, all his Bulbin will gain a hitbox, which allows them to, as they run back to Louis, they will damage any opponents in their way as they head back to Louis'
Mm-hmm.
side. Because they
I
are
am not.
a little bit more rowdy. They're not quite so obedient as a regular Pikmin.
I am not shitting you at all. I am remembering as you said that that's what I about what I had written down on my other
Also,
notes.
that's not what is
So
on Olimar. That's currently Alf's down special
yeah,
on the wiki.
yeah, nice, wonderful. Okay, final smash time.
Will it be different? There's in my
What?
opinion, there are two good options here. And either we both pick the same one or we both pick different ones.
Okay. Well, my final smash
Whoa.
involves. Yeah, can you hear me? What happened?
Yeah, you have like a slight echo effect.
Huh? That's odd. Did that just happen?
Okay, you're good now. It's like
What?
when you're in an auditorium and you're just like on the stage, you're like the one person in the room.
Hmm. That's bizarre. But yes, Louis summons the ancient Sirehound with the use of a very large whistle, bringing it into the fray as he jumps on its back. The player can control the ancient Sirehound, moving it to and fro along the stage in slightly sluggish fashion, and allowing it to use a bevy of moves on its foes. Besides a standard rush attack and a sweeping spin with its tail, it can also spit out giant elemental furballs with fire, ice, electricity, or gloom/poison capabilities. These elements cycle each time that it's used. So you may start with fire, ice, electricity, then gloom. It has a unique up special where it lifts into the air for a moment and can be moved left or right like a UFO before dropping down and splashing gloom around an area, trapping foes in it and inflicting a poison effect. Both Louie and the Sirehound are invincible during this final smash. Eventually, Louie hops off the Sirehound and pats its side before it barks and leaps back from whence it came.
Did you base it off of how I made Olimar Smash be the Plasma Wraith?
Not I actually went back to look at the wiki and was like, oh, it's similar, except Plasm Wraith has like the standard side and up and down written down properly, and I don't. But otherwise, yeah, it's kind of similar.
Okay.
Hmm.
I opted to go with something else. Because I gave Olimar the Plasma Wraith, that way I could have Alf be end of day. That way they weren't both end of
Hmm.
day, and considering the Plasma Wraith is like a huge thing with Olimar, I thought that kind of made sense there. Similarly with Louis, I said that I thought there were two good options. One of them is the Ancient Sirehound. The other is the Titaned Weevil.
Hmm.
The screen will rumble as the Titaned Weevil bursts out of the ground directly underneath Louis. Louis will then from there be holding onto the top of the Titaned Weevil for dear life as the Titaned Weevil assaults the stage with all four of its weapons in a set order. While the Titaned Weevil is attacking the stage, you can make it slowly walk left or right, tilting the control stick in that direction, much like how Piranha Plant can cause the giant PD Piranha in its Final Smash to move left to right based on its movement. Just be
Mhm.
careful that you don't make the Titan people walk off the stage, because then you'll kill Louie. And I don't recommend doing that during your Final Smash. Titan people will make use of all of its weapons in a set order. So the way it's going to work is that it will start off the shock therapist. So it will fire up a series of electrically charged mines in the air around it, which will float in place. Any player that touches one of these mines will cause it to explode with electrical force and be knocked away. It will then use
Mhm.
the comedy bomb. So it will fire out 3 streams of noxious gas, which fan out into a cone around it. Being hit by this gas will cause a relatively small amount of damage to fighters, but will also inflict with the poisoned status condition, causing them to take additional damage over time. It will then use the
Mhm.
monster pump to fire out large spheres of water from its top, which will arc down around the Titan people and explode with watery force wherever they land. And compared to the
Mhm.
shock therapist, the monster pump will inflict less damage but deal more knockback because Smash thinks water can't hurt you.
Mhm.
Finally, the Titan will use its flare cannon as it charges up fire in it, before it fires out a wide stream of flame at a straight line across the stage. And this fire will have 3 hitboxes throughout it. So if you're up close, it'll hit you from one to the next for multiple hits. But if you're just at like the end of it, just the last one will hit you and knock you away.
Nice. Okay. Titans. I thought of Titans Weevil as well. I actually
Those are
did
the two
not go that
ideas.
route.
Those are the 2 good ideas.
Yeah.
It's Ancient Sirehound or it's Titan People.
Yeah, and we did them both, and
Yep.
and that's why I didn't go Sirehound, because I had a feeling that you would go Weevil. So cool, good. I like it, and I like the added element of Louie being Louie and just kind of flailing around
Well,
during.
he's not flailing this one. He's instead of just like he's holding on for dear fucking life because he does not want to fall off.
Hmm. That's great. The Titan Weevil is also like just so terrifying to look at. Like my
Yeah,
god.
I kind of wish they would do like a HD port or whatever. Like not just like HDify things, but like more like what the Metroid Prime port did to give us like those enemies in a new updated look. Because like with Pikmin 3, any returning enemies from the first 2 games have a new design. Like they look so much
Hmm.
better in Pikmin 3 and 4. I'd like to see like the Titan Dweevil uh get remade.
Definitely. But before that happens, we have to reveal our extra skills for Louie.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. My extra skill is Burrownet.
Say that again?
Burrownet.
Is that an
It is a
enemy?
bug.
Okay.
Yes, it is a bug enemy. It's from a family of different insects and Pikmin. The Burrownet family is consisting of the cloaking Burrownet, the flighty Joustmite, and the regular, traditional Joustmite. They are 3 fairly different looking mite-like insects who burrow into the ground. And they shoot their proboscis into the air to damage foes. Here it's the same idea. Louis will bury one of these 3 bugs into the ground. It'll travel out from underground, to a fixed degree, and then shoot its proboscis up and stab opponents with it. If they approach Louis if they like run over its trajectory, it'll immediately shoot its proboscis up and attack. Or it can also block out most projectiles with its extendable nose thing as well. So it's a defense mechanism for Louis that also has a pretty hardy stab forward offensive option. So that's kind of that. There's my bug.
All right. For my extra
Oh, and it'll work. It'll work in midair. It'll work in midair too. They'll just kind of fall and shoot out their proboscis when something comes near. That's
okay.
all. Yep.
For my extra skill. So I gave Olimar bomb rocks. I gave Alf the ultra spicy spray, or the super spicy spray rather, which left just
Hmm.
one thing to me: the ultra bitter spray, which, much like Bulbman, much like the Titan's Weevil, have not been seen since Pikmin 2.
There's a theme here.
Yes. Now, the Ultra Bitter Spray, as it works in Pikmin, it will just like it will petrify an enemy, and they can't do anything for a few seconds. And I didn't want to do it that way for Smash because that felt too much. So instead, I have it so that when you activate this extra skill, all of Louie's Bulbmen, regardless of whether they are next to Louie, latch onto somebody else, just like standing somewhere on the stage, they will immediately breathe out a dark purple gas a very short distance. Like, no further than Kirby. And that might even be too far. I'm not sure. Short distance, though. Any fighters who are touched by this gas will take a light amount of damage and 0 knockback. But they will also have that bitter tasting smoke latch itself onto them. Fighters who are covered in the smoke will take extra damage from all attacks so long as the smoke is attached to them, with the smoke lasting a variable amount of time based on how much of the ultra bitter spray they inhaled from the Bulbmin. This is similar to Inklings in their ink mechanic. It was the best way I thought of to translate the petrification effect. Because when they're petrified in Pikmin, they're free to take damage. They can't fight you off. So in this way, it's like, okay, I'm not petrifying you, but you will be more vulnerable to damage. And then on top of this, as a limiting effect, Louis will have only a stash of 3 ultra bitter sprays that he can use per stock.
Okay, got it. I guess last or do we do it? Man, I'm
That's
blanking
after.
now.
That's after.
Okay.
Whatever you're about to say
I
is
have
after.
one. I have one. Spoiler.
I don't, because Olimar doesn't.
Yeah. Well, we will see what it is when we get there. Meanwhile,
I don't know what to pick for the standard special, man. I don't know what to do.
yeah, is it Bulbmin throw? I mean, Bulbmin pluck.
I think it's Dizzy Whistle.
Yeah. What?
That's Olimar's down special I gave him, which is another one of his couple specials from Smash 4.
Nice. Okay, so we agree that the standard special is Bulbmin pluck.
Yes. And the side special is
Wow.
Bulbmin Throw.
Oh my god. Controversial. I'm taking it the down special is whatever that whistle was that you
Order
called it.
Tackle.
Yeah, it's that thing. That's
Yeah.
right. And it's effectively the same between both of ours. Okay. Now then, what's the up special going to be? What was the bug called that you used again?
The Swooping Snitch Bug.
Snitch bug. That's right. Okay. That works. I mean, it's the most Louis forward. I really have no notes on that one. I think it's the best up special.
So,
What about
Swooping
you?
Snitch Bug and not the Yellow Wally Hop.
What?
Because I had 2. So I'm just
Fuck.
confirming.
Can you remind me of? Okay. Can you
either
remind me of the Wally Hop?
Frog appears below and does a day-to-day jump.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the frog. Whereas the bug is grab, awkward vertical toss.
Oh man. Okay, that's a little harder.
The bug
now.
is funnier.
I'm leaning towards the bug. I like frogs a lot, but yeah, the bug.
The bug.
Yeah, the bug. And the final smash. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I like the pick. It's really out there. It's really whatever because you're right. We picked the 2 ones that work.
Yep.
The 2 ones that are obviously the ones to pick. And as for the extra skill, there's Burronet and the smoke spray that I forgot the name of. Bitter?
Ultra bitter spray.
Ultra bitter spray. Okay.
Here's a thought, and I normally don't like to look at things like this, but there is another character that you could make a moveset from the Pikmin games. Ochi, with one of the generic characters on his back, maybe. To be determined. What if Ochi's final smash was the Ancient Sirehound? Working a little bit differently because Ochi's obviously not going to be riding the Ancient Sirehound. That'd be weird. But it could make sense because Ochi himself, like, what is he going to do for a final smash? Do a big old dash?
Probably.
Or he could summon his ancestor for his final
Yeah,
smash.
that's true. That's true. Plus, I feel like we're hitting kind of this thing. Like there's a nice string between your special moves here that are all related to Pikmin 2. So that's a good callback. And the Titan's Weevil, it wouldn't appear in any other character's moveset. So yeah, I can concede to that.
The only other way the Titan Beetle could appear is as a boss, which I've thought about writing before, but when I was going through like researching it for this, I was like, oh wow, the Titan Beetle actually doesn't do as much as I remembered it doing. Damn.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it feels oppressive when you're fighting it, but it really only does four things. It just does them constantly and all at once.
God.
It's a pain in the ass, especially the water pump.
hmm Well, extra skill. I mean, I came up with a nice one, but again, I mean, Ultra Bitter Spray, it just fits with the other two captains that are already on the wiki, I think is my major thing.
Yeah.
hmm Okay. Yeah, we can just go that route.
And then we'll make a Mamuda moveset where he does have the burrowlings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Save
There
those
you
notes.
go. And for his other skills, Louie can do the duck walk.
I know you've joked about what that was before, and I asked you what the fuck you were talking about, and it was something stupid, and I'm not asking it again.
It's from CDI Zelda.
I said I'm not asking.
Link teaches you how to do the duck walk. He can do that in the game. It's where you duck and walk at the same time.
I wrote down NA because Olimar doesn't have any unique traits outside of Pikmin. He can't wall jump. He can't fly. He can't even crawl. So I wrote nothing.
Why can't Pikmin crawl?
Because Pikmin doesn't have a suit.
Damn. Any alternate costumes that are outside of the norm?
Honestly, no. I thought maybe like referencing certain characters, but Olimar doesn't even do that. All of Olimar's are just like colors, and then one of them was like, "Oh yeah, this one's like a whitish color that kind of looks like an actual astronaut spacesuit." It's like, okay. Beyond that, they're just colors. It's like, all right, well, if they didn't put any effort into Olimar's costumes, I'm not going to put any effort into Louie's.
Yeah, for my notes for the alternate costumes, I just have the usual stuff. Lol.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I normally I'll write down some colors. This time I wrote down okay, one default 'cause that's always there. Then on two I wrote colors, man, colors.
hmm
I'll probably just like take the same colors that Olimar already uses. I'm just like, yeah, Olimar has a green. Louis has a green. Olimar has a red. Louis has a red.
hmm
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
And home stage.
Home stage. Do you have any ideas? I do have something that I've thought about before. I just haven't had a chance to make it yet.
Okay, interesting. I
I,
do have an idea written down, but it's nothing that I have concrete.
go ahead and say your thing first.
Okay, a popular location from Pikmin 2. Wistful Wild.
Okay.
An autumn foresty place, and you can just toss enemies in there and have the dynamic weather changes and tree branches and pools of water, yada yada. What was yours?
Underground cavern.
What?
Based. What is the biggest gameplay feature that sets Pikmin 2 apart? The caves.
Two playable characters.
The
Oh,
caves. So this stage would be the caves. And it just has a generic name because I'm not picking any particular cave. If I was going to pick a particular cave, it'd be the one with the water wraith. And nobody wants that. But my idea for this stage is that it'll be one that every so often it's you'll have a transition and it'll change forms as it represents you going from one floor to another, just going deeper and deeper into the cave. But each level of the cave is going to be variable. So they're all going to have like different formats. It's not going to be like specific designs each time, like what you would see on Castle Siege. It's going to be more like
Mhm.
think Super Mario Maker, but instead of it being a different layout each time you fight, it's a different level. It's a different layout every 30 seconds.
Nice.
Think of it like that. And then one of the transitions will have the water wraith because I am a sick and twisted person.
At least it looks cool.
The water wraith?
Yeah.
It's an extra dimensional being. That's
Yeah.
lore.
Interesting. I would like to play as the Water Wraith one day.
It'll be a stage hazard that rarely appears. And you'll want
Excellent.
to run away.
Okay. Oh wow. It kind of just rolls around.
Have you not seen the water wraith in action?
No, I see it moving right now. It's a little disconcerting.
You can't kill it normally. The
Nice.
only way the water wraith can be taken care of is with purple Pikmin. Something
Nice.
about because the water wraith is said to be like not from their dimension, but
What the
the
hell?
thudding sounds, like the shock waves that happen whenever a purple Pikmin lands, does something to
Hmm.
disrupt the water wraith's not necessarily its body, but like its connection to the dimension or something, and it puts fear in the water wraith. Its body turns purple as it solidifies and can be interacted with, and you can throw a Pikmin at it and damage it. But even then, all you end up doing is irritating the water wraith, where it will break its stone roller wheels, and then once those wheels are broken, it'll start like just running around the area in fright, but it becomes nothing else at that point. It's effectively dead because it doesn't do anything to you anymore. It's just running around. It doesn't even squash Pikmin, but you don't kill it. You just put fear in it. Water wraiths are terrifying, and there is a castle in Pikmin 4. Actually, I think there's also one in Pikmin 2 because water wraith comes back in Pikmin 4 because they brought back caves. But there's a special cave where you have to deal with two of them at once. They're
Wow.
terrifying.
Yeah. That sounds like it would be. Well, I'm all for the Water Wraith level.
Yes, the underground cavern shall be made eventually. I mean, it only took me like 6 or 7 years to make the Golden Temple. Ha ha ha. When did I upload Diddy Kong?
Good question.
Because that'll tell you how old that idea was. I uploaded Diddy Kong. Oh, actually, wow, I only uploaded Diddy Kong in 2022.
Nice.
Okay, I guess it's only a 2-year-old idea. Felt older than that. Huh. But
Well,
all right.
so it goes.
Sure does. Well, that's Louie. That's a simple moveset done, but still a character I wanted to make, so I'm good with it.
Nice. Yeah, same here. It wasn't I kind of like we thought it wasn't an intensive episode, but it was got a good moveset out of it.
It's also very nice
Contributed.
considering our next Smashtopia is going to be a bit more complex.
You can say that again.
Ooh, boy, viewers. It might be longer a little bit.
It's gonna be like presenting Anthony Higgs, but longer.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be like it's less than Mega Man or Yugi. but it's
Sure.
giving me shades of that.
Me too, because we have to put the same amount of work into this one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's that sweet end of year Smashtopia episode. End of season, rather.
End of season, end of 5 years. We're
Oh my
almost
lord.
at that. This is we're almost at the end of season 5.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
How have you not made me quit yet?
I don't know. Just sheer, probably just out of the sheer stubbornness of your nature.
More like boredom.
Yeah. I'm glad to be a vestibule for your entertainment.
Are
In
you
some circles.
entertainment? I fear
Yeah.
for those circles.
You were entertained today by my my very sincere and serious display.
Oh.
Yeah.
Next time on Supercast Brothers, it's our penultimate smash or dash. And as much shit as I give Jonno for not being serious sometimes, the penultimate smash or dash is never a serious one. We intentionally go a little stupid. So expect
All I can
stupid.
say all I can say is it'll be a little less serious than Wamba would be.
Accurate. No, no,
Frightening,
no, no,
isn't it?
no. That's accurate. Mwamba would be a
Yeah.
more serious character. Somehow. I'm not saying it's by much. It's like
Mhm.
0.2% more serious, less serious. But Mwamba is a more serious choice. That is absolutely accurate. Our rate their chances characters though are more serious than Mwamba
Mhm.
by far. Well, most of them. One of them, maybe two of them are less so, but most of them, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. This season's almost done. Holy shit!
Well, what a journey it's been. A 5-year run. We should end it in song, but we'll get to there.
I'm not singing.
All you need to do is offer a sick rhythm.
I won't. We already made Marshall. That was like
Clap your
season 3,
hands.
season 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll talk about a few characters, and they arguably won't be heroes of their village who just wanted to retire.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's true actually. It's kind of hard to say with these characters. What is true about their lore? What isn't true about their lore?
Are we finally doing our OCs, our Sonic OCs?
No. We've
Mine
talked
is
about
just
doing
that.
our OCs before, and I've always just
Mhm.
been like, maybe, maybe.
My Sonic OC is just Big the Cat with human colored fur and a
Clifford, I
cloven
don't mean
whisker.
Sonic OCs. I mean more generic OCs.
Oh, like Austere Clements
Yes,
and Giot the Dwarf.
yes, that's who we've discussed in the past. It's like, yeah, maybe we'll do that in like 20 years, maybe.
In 20 years, when this podcast is definitely still happening, we will do these characters.
You know
You know what I
what?
can say about
You know
yeah.
what? If we get to 25 seasons, fuck it.
Can you imagine?
No.
We will be in our 50s,
Yeah.
our late 50s.
I'll probably be dead.
Yeah. Nah, you'll live to be as old as me.
You're younger
Well,
than me.
we're bonded, don't you know?
No.
We'll be 200.
No.
We'll found a new country together, in from the ashes of the old world.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, but there'll be chocolate
Eh,
and peanut butter
eh,
and boxing.
no.
Doc Lewis gonna be the only other guy survivor.
Get help.
I will from Doc Lewis.
No.
He'll
I,
he'll train us.
Goodbye, everyone.